Copyright disclaimer under. I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep, cause this is deep. Mama, I try to reach. Why you try to breathe? You knew he was nothing but a leaf. He was just like Adam. But instead of the apple, he grabbed the fruit of your leaves, and to him they tasted like peaches. That's when I knew that promises were meant to be broken if they don't come from the heart. Damn, that's fucked up, mama. You put your child in the middle of your promise. You put your whole world on your child's shoulder. Not once thinking that in the future she'll have her own birds. She screamed, mama, please, while she begged on her knees. Let my protector come back into my life with her wrist sliced in the air. God, please. As time passed by, she learned what a curse and a blessing was, and now she is blessed to be. This message is not for all parents, but if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. This message is for those parents that abuse and let their child get abused. As a child, you love your parent no matter what. All you want from them is their love and affection. Regardless of the abuse they give you, you always want their love and affection. As a child, you always say, Mom or Dad, I will never leave your side. Without realizing sometimes that when you are in an abusive family, sometimes you might have to walk away and not look back. It's hard to keep a promise that at one point you thought you could keep, but couldn't. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. I want to welcome everybody to the Ryders4Life brings you Let's Talk About It podcast. And when it comes to the podcast, everybody knows we're going to talk about it all. It's going to be raw and uncut. Today's topic, blessings, young Rias, blessings. Today's topic is, should women go to jail for falsely accusing a man? Or I would love to hear your opinions. See, I got a story. I don't know how many of y'all got a story, but I feel as though, in my opinion, that women should go to jail for falsely accusing any man of any type of situation. I just brought myself up there. My bad. I do apologize for that. But if a woman falsely accuses a man of domestic violence, that should be put in jail. If a woman falsely pins a baby on a man and he's been paying child support this whole time, she needs to go to jail. And on top of it, fuck jail, man. Give this man his child support back. Third, if a woman falsely accuses a man of raping, should he? Make sure, guys, that y'all, do did it take me out of it? Make sure y'all check out the poll right here. Is a yes or a no? What are your opinions? What do y'all think? I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna play my music. Give it time for people to come in while I share these videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna play some poems and then I'm gonna play a video. Now, y'all know what I think, how I feel, what my opinion is. The link is right there pinned. The link is right there pinned. This live will not work unless we get y'all up here and talking with a shorty. So let's talk about it. These are topics that do really need to be talked about. I will give y'all my story right after these poems are done. We got a couple more people in the room. Hopefully we get some people that are willing to come up in the, on the panel and not be shy and speak on this. So let's talk about it. Me personally, I think that a lot of us will, give me a second, young Riaz. I'm going to bring you up real quick, but I'm going to play the poems while we get more people in the room. Blessings, young Riaz. Blessings. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm about to play some music while we get some more people in here. So just give me 1 second. So I'm just trying to get more people in here, and then we'll really get this topic, started. Because I don't want it, to just be a one person or two person. Let's get more people in here, more perspectives, men and women, when it comes to this topic.
Yeah.
So hold on 1 second, young Rios. They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing.
Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion with nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deep, this is me and you. And they say as time passed by, we'll heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never felt everything. Leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for the support. Blessings. Oh, I gotta look at the bigger screen. Blessings. Let's talk with love. Well, that's why it wasn't coming out. I had to put the let's talk with love. I put it wrong, I think. I got to put it next time. I want to thank everybody for showing support. Those that are, new coming in, make sure y'all hit that, make sure y'all hit that like button, share, and let's talk about it. Don't be shy. Let's talk about it. These are topics that do need to be talked about. Let's give it some more time. I'm going to give it like 5 more minutes.
I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep, cause this is deep. Mama, I try to reach. Why you try to reach? You knew he was nothing but a leaf. He was just like Adam. But instead of the apple, he grabbed the fruit of your leaves, and to him they tasted like peaches. That's when I knew that promises were meant to be broken if they don't come from the heart. Damn, that's fucked up, mama. You put your child in the middle of your problems. You put your whole world on your child's shoulder. Not once thinking that in the future she'll have her own burdens. She screamed, mama, please, while she begged on her knees. Let my protector come back into my life with her wrist sliced in the air. God, please. As time passed by, she learned what a curse and a blessing was, and now she is blessed to be. This message is not for all parents, but if they should. Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Blessings. Let's talk with love. Blessings.
Because when I tell you,
hey, how you doing, baby?
It hurts.
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good, Finally off of work, home, chilling, but waiting for your show. I don't know what everybody else said. I just shared you out and hit the like button. So I'm
Hey,
good.
let's go. Hey, love, how you doing?
Hey, young baby, how are you?
That's what I'm trying
I'm
to get.
good, thank you very much.
And
Good.
wait the poems until see if it doesn't. Well, then we could just get it all started.
Okay, it's up to you. Did you hosted it today? You got it. I just jump in when I can.
Okay, I'm up here. You can stay right there if you want.
Okay, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay right here.
It's up to y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see how many more people come in. If not, I'm just trying to give it some time real quick.
Well, I just shared you out. If you let me turn this down. They gonna come over. I know Marissa's driving, so I know she's coming too.
I'm here.
Oh, there she go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, I finally got a light. How you doing, Ryders? And let's talk with love and Young.
I'm doing good, Meta. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm
Let's
blessed.
That's
go.
good, Alhamdulillah.
See, I can't see the chat like this. Okay. Blessings, Mecca TV. Blessings. How you doing? All right. Some people coming in. I'm about to finish this poem right here, and then we can get it started. I'm about to put a video on after the poem, and then we could all get this subject, like this topic started. I said subject, like I'm in school. Oh man,
That's
Rachel, you're
okay.
not studying right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you were a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone, so are they. And they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. You watched as I drown, now I'm getting around while you in the dog pound. Shit. It's funny how karma has a tendency of bringing things back around. It's not funny when the one you look up to is the one wearing the crown. You nothing but a clown. What you need to do is bring that ass back around town. And like Deja says, smack a nigga with an open hand.
Blessings to everybody. Blessings to everyone in the chat. Today's topic. Today's topic is going to be: should women go to jail for falsely accusing a man of whatever you think it is? It could be rape. It could be domestic violence. It could be falsely pinning a baby on them. They've been paying child support. Whatever they falsely accuse a man of, should they go to jail the same way that a man goes to jail when they do it?
Yep.
So today's topic, I want to hear all y'all perspectives on this topic and much more. This is a video right here. I don't know if y'all can all see this.
Yeah, I could.
I play these videos just to back up a lot of the stuff that we say. So I'm going to play this real quick so that people can understand why I'm saying and why I'm bringing this up.
Okay.
Well, I got plenty more of these.
Eleanor Williams has been sentenced to 8.5 years in jail at Preston Crown Court for 9 counts of perverting the course of justice. The 22-year-old from Barrow in Furness alleged she had been groomed, trafficked and beaten by an Asian grooming gang. In May 2020, Williams posted the allegations on Facebook alongside photos of her injuries, but the court heard that she had caused them to herself with a hammer she's seen here at a Tesco in Barrow buying the tool.
These photographs were very graphic and bound to produce a significant response. In that post, she referred to these having been inflicted by 3, as she put it, Asian men as they took her to various sex parties. In that same post, she referred to having been similarly abused by Asian men and men of Pakistani origin in various locations across the north of England for a number of years.
Her claims led to a huge outburst of public anger in the Cumbrian town, and the court was told 151 extra crimes took place following the social media post, including 83 hate crimes. The allegations attracted the attention of former English Defence League leader Tommy Robinson. Businesses shut and residents left their homes because of the public displays of anger.
We've had the far right move into town, and that is a direct result of the protests that happened during the lockdown period as a result of what Ellie said, and they haven't gone away yet. So we've got a whole host of problems that we've still got to deal with as a result of this.
The court heard that 3 of the men Williams targeted tried to take their own lives because of the false accusations made against them. She accused 43-year-old Mohammed Ramzan of trafficking her to Amsterdam and to this hotel in Blackpool, which, in reality, she had travelled to alone.
you don't understand until you're actually being accused of this. You don't know what it actually means. And the impact is only when you'll actually live in it. That does then worry you for your own safety. You're worried as a father and a husband, protecting your family, protecting ourselves, protecting your businesses, and protecting us all from danger.
22-year-old Jordan Trengove had the word rapist spray painted on his house. He spent 73 days in prison whilst awaiting trial, sharing a cell with a convicted sex offender charged on the basis of Williams's false claims.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the copyright holder for purposes such as criticism, parody, news reporting, research, and scholarships and teaching. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on this video or any video, including the Ryders4Life Brings You to Let's Talk About It podcast, do not reflect on the opinions of y'all Shorty, Rachel, and the members of the Ryders4Life podcast. Everything we talk about is allegedly and is our opinion. Our videos are not recommended for minors. Everything we talk about and do is meant for educational purposes and also entertainment. Please keep in mind that the majority of our videos are for educational purposes only. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one.
Days in prison whilst awaiting trial, sharing a cell with a convicted sex offender charged on the basis of Williams's false claims.
I didn't want to be alive. I said to my own mum, I'm going to come out of prison in a box because I can't do this. I've done nothing wrong and I'm being treated like I have. So what's the point in being here? You know what I mean? I was so scared that I was going to get so many years over my head that for something that I didn't do. And now I've just got to make a positive out of this and try and get some help out there for people who, like myself, have been to prison for something that they haven't done.
Concerns have been raised about the impact this case will have on victims of trafficking and sexual violence and also on the police.
There's a group of people here who genuinely believe that she has been hard done by, and that she was telling the truth and that the police were lying. And trying to unpick that is really difficult. And we've got a piece of work to do with that, but we've just got to try and do everything we can to make sure that the police are honest and straight and that people can trust them. And that's what I'm focused on. I know from speaking to Cumbria Police is what they're focused on too.
We are aware that sex trafficking of young females does occur. There is a risk that genuine victims will, as a result of this defendant's actions, feel deterred from reporting it. People may be less likely to believe their allegations. I'm sure that those charged with investigating such offences will do all in their power to avoid any reluctance to investigate such allegations.
In a letter to the judge following her conviction, Williams said, "I'm not saying I'm guilty, but I know I have done wrong on some of this, and I'm sorry."
All right, so there's a reason I showed this video. Listen, I don't know what crosses through females' heads. Whoa, what happened? Let me fix this. All right, I got everybody. I'm trying to. I don't know what crosses through females' heads when they want to just when they decide to sit here and falsely accuse a man of doing something. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Like, I don't know if a lot of women realize that they end up ruining a lot of these men's lives. See, I got a son, I got a daughter, and me personally, I went through something like this. And for those of y'all that don't know, like, the father of my daughter was falsely accused. I mean, the father of both my kids, my boys, was falsely accused of statutory rape. So I have a very big problem because this is something that really does mark them, and it's something that once it hits their record, it's not easy to get off. Like, I don't know if us women have a problem with no rejection or what it is, but it seems to only happen when a woman doesn't get her way. And that's my opinion. That's how I feel. That's what I've seen. I don't know how y'all feel and what y'all think. And this is why this panel is here. I feel as though that women that say that a man that any of the above should be behind bars, should deal with the consequences.
Yep, agree with you, but also at the same time, like, if a guy did the same thing as the girl, basically falsely accusing, then the guy should be in jail and the girl should be in jail because both genders, doesn't matter what gender you are. If you're falsely accusing someone of doing something they never did, and if it ruins their life, then they should be in jail because they're not just wasting time, they're wasting resources on actual serious crimes that could actually be seriously solved though, and actual victims that could actually really, really, really need the help though. And basically them people are actually ruining it for everybody else.
That's a fact. How do you feel? Let's talk with Love.
I feel the same way. I feel like that is horrible. It used to be a lot of that going on in the world. It kind of calmed down a little bit, but back in the days, it was bad. It was really, really bad. With the black community, it was bad because a lot of Caucasian women was doing that to the black men, and now that you can actually you getting, they doing something about it now. I feel like that if the woman or the man falsely accused, whoever they falsely accuse, and they go to court, and they give them a trial, and they sentence them. If they sentence them to 20 years, and then that they go back and find out that the woman lied, I feel like they should give that woman that same time that man should have that man was going to do.
And that's a fact.
Yes, because it's sickening. Because what if he have a job, a family? You know what I'm saying? People gonna start looking at him different. He gonna lose his job. It's gonna be bad. And if they find out before, if 70 days or whatever, but still, if they gave him 20 years and they found out that he innocent within 70 days, whoever falsely accused them, they need to do that 20 years, because that's a big word. That R word is bad. That's a bad word right there.
Yeah,
All right.
that's true.
So you ready for a story time? Because,
Go ahead.
Like, guys, if y'all want to come up, I would love to hear male's perspectives on this. So y'all more than welcome to come up and give y'all opinions, y'all perspectives, and much more. But I personally know somebody that's behind bars right now to this day because of a whole fuck up situation. Sorry to say it like that. This person I knew personally because I used to date him when I was a teenager. That was actually my first crush, as y'all could call it, puppy love. So this is my kid's godmom's brother. When we was younger, my sister, so as y'all can see, my baby dad is not the first person she accused of rape. And she just got away with it like nothing. This boy, she accused him of the same shit. He went behind bars. We was able to prove his innocence. Yeti. She confessed to the judge that she lied. Much more, blah, blah, blah. He came out, right? But you know that once you're in there, the streets talk. You see where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
A little while after he comes out, somebody else accuses him of the same shit. But this time it's worse. You want to know why? Because now it's a mom saying that he did it to a baby. Now it's curtains. He's going right back after he just came home maybe a year ago.
Oh, wow.
A year ago. And mind you, he was never near this baby. So the crazy part about it is, how can you prove it? He dated the girl, yes. But he was never around that baby. He was always with the mom. I don't know if y'all understand me. She's them type of girls. Mom's the one raising
I understand.
out there doing whatever she do, blah, 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 blah. Listen, they broke up. Shit went sideways. He got accused of this. And now because of the case that he had a year earlier, the judge looked at it as like, oh, wait, this has to be true. It's a pattern now. So that's how they looked at the situation. Now, it's hard for him to come home because the simple fact that he's supposed to do, good in jail, blah, 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 when it's time for his probation to come. He gave it up. You want to know why? he kept going in the hole. You know what he's in there for? Do you know what he has to defend his life for? It's not easy when you're in there with them type of charges.
Exactly.
When don't drop
Yep.
so I mean, I think they really literally mean that. I know people take it as a joke, we play around with it. But when he tells me the stories, when he was telling me each and every one of those stories that when he was going in there, how he had to defend himself. At one time he said, fuck it, I'm about to give up. I'm confused. I don't know what I should be. Should I, go that way because it's all they want from me in here? So it's like we all trying to tell him, like, no, don't, like, it's just your head playing with you. Like, we know you're tired. But it's not easy. And basically his whole life been in jail. Behind what? Domestic and rape accusations.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, man. Wow. And that's anyway.
Jacket. That really does ruin a man's jacket. So imagine if a man has kids. And all because a female couldn't get her way.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Because once you do go in the prison or even the jail and you go with that R word, they are going to do you dirty in there.
Yeah. Wait, but isn't it also in jail if you have them charges when the other prisoners come attack you or pretty much kill you for it anyway? So wow, man, that's terrible. Oh my God.
I know that stuff like this happened more when we was, younger, and it happened back in the days, but I'm starting to see it happen a lot now with our younger women. My son was in school. My son goes to a private school. It's my son. He, he calls it his girlfriend. I say a little girl that he met and might, pass and might, stay. We don't know. So this little girl was real jealous, and I'm saying, I'm like, the only thing she should be jealous of is the goddamn computer. Not no other kid, not no other little girl out here. But basically, she was with the jealousy to the point where she put her hands on my son. My son ended up smacking the crap out of her in front of everybody. My son said to me, I'm tired of these women acting like they're boys, like they're men. I'm tired of them doing this and doing that, and they can get away with it, and we can't. I was like, I understand the situation, but I was like, you didn't learn from the last situation, did you? So I understand that us females is hard-headed, but if a man goes to jail for putting his hands on us, shouldn't we go to jail for putting our hands on them?
Yes, correct. Wait, but then when they also claim self-defense in a way though, but yeah, I get you though. I'm agreeing with you.
Blessings, nitty gritty. Blessings, the word. Maritza, blessings. How you doing? What do you think? How do you feel?
How do I feel? I think just reading off your title, if I feel if a woman or a man a woman should be held accountable just like as a man for lying, I think they should throw them underneath the bus.
Thanks.
A lie, something like that is that, like Sister Love was saying, that leaves a mark on somebody's record.
Facts.
For lies. So I feel that they should be held accountable just like if a man lied.
You know what's crazy? You know why I brought this topic up? When I spoke about it the other day, and I found my little picture on my Facebook and stuff, and we was all talking about it like, oh yeah. I sat here and I know a lot of women is gonna get mad at me about this, but you know what? I really don't care. I know I'm not wrong, maybe, but deep down my gut is telling me that us as women, we can get away with a lot of shit, especially with the power of the P. A lot of women can get a lot of men killed for falsely doing shit. I've seen so many. I've heard so many stories from people that I know. Let's put it like this: of reasons why people that I know that have been around them. Why do I have to sit here and visit a funeral? Well, this girl started all this drama. He came over here, and boom! Now there's a bullet in his head, all because he was defending, the girl that he liked. I'm sitting here like, oh, here we go. That he said, she said bullshit. Like, fuck, when the hell are we gonna be over with that shit? Like, does that seem fair? Like,
nope.
Real about it.
No.
Claim help, and then the next minute they in jail. Or they in a casket.
That's
I
sad.
feel they should put them on the same. They should charge him with serious charges for lying.
Yep.
Not just just taking it. It should. They should further investigate.
Yeah. Not just investigation. Them people should be charged with manipulation charges and pretty much false accusation charges. They should be in jail for at least more than a long time though. Let's say like a decade or something. I don't know. I'm being nice. I don't know.
You said I'm being nice. Yeah, that's why I said, is there any men out down there that would love to come up on the panel and give their perspective, their real opinion? No, Young Rios is young. Young Rios hasn't been through them trenches. That's why I say it like that. Young Rios is so young. So, like, for those of y'all that don't know, Young Rios is what? He just turned 22 or is turning 22?
Nearly 22. So when December time comes, I will be 22.
Still a baby. In my eyes. I'm sorry, in my eyes.
No, it's cool. I understand that.
So if there's any real men up there that, they're not scared, they're not shy to come up and give their perspective, like, speak on it. Let's talk about it. If not, we just could continue with the conversation. And it just be all females, a one-sided conversation.
Right.
I can give a younger person's perspective, basically.
Yeah. No, you gave a good perspective for somebody that hasn't been through it at all. Oh shit, put the wrong hat on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that you gave a good perspective. I wish a lot more younger people. I wish we thought like that when we was younger.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it's very sick. I just think it's sad. It's sick because it's a lot of people that's in prison right now for probably the same thing and more, and they still sitting in there. And they probably done did 20 years. I done seen plenty things where people have been locked up for over 20 years for a crime that they did not commit at all, and it took them 20 years to figure it out. I feel like that they need to do more investigations and stuff like that, so them people don't have to spend 20 years in there, and they didn't even do it. They found out they didn't do it. Some people, they pay them, but paying you, it ain't even the amount of money. If I got to do 20 years for something I ain't do, because prison life is not no life for nobody.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Especially when you in there, you didn't do it.
And it's not for them. They accused for something like that. They go through it the worst.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, I understand. Because, like, listen, I know two people personally that went in there for being falsely accused of something that they didn't do. And when you get accused of a minor, I think they get the worst than, doing something to an adult woman. I'm sorry, or an adult man.
Yep. Especially when it's a child.
They have to sit there and really fight for their life.
Yeah. And also pretty much you're pretty much not just ruining the person's life, you're pretty much mentally scarring them for a long period of time. And that's something, in a way, when them people do it, it's something the person who got falsely accused will never recover from. Not never, but they won't recover from something like that because they're scarred so badly.
Facts. So what type of solutions do you think that we can bring to the table to avoid situations like this? Like, I think I'm gonna have a all-male panel where they could talk about it, because it's all women with young Rios. It's just that he's young and he hasn't been, through none of this or witnessed none of this. It's kind of crazy. But he is giving great perspectives.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's up here.
The solution to it is going to be hard, really.
Do you think a law should be changed, or?
Yeah, a law should be changed, and then a solution. The solution is really not going to be no solution, because when a crime like that happened with the R word, okay, especially with a child, You got to remember that the officers is just regular people with a uniform and a badge.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get somebody because they watching the family cry, they watching the family go crazy. At that point, when they accuse the person, even if that person didn't do it, that officer wants to get somebody.
And he doesn't care who.
Yeah.
We've seen that in Law and Order.
I have seen it before, but the officer wants to get somebody for that horrible crime. They do. I have seen it. Officers is crooked cops and everything in the world. A lot of them people that's locked up now for those types of crimes is because an officer then planted some stuff and did some stuff. The evidence have to be there. The crime might be wrong. I mean bad, but the evidence need to be there 100%. It need to be checked, not just by the officers that was on the scene, but another set of officers should come back and check that. It need to be double checked.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody else is saying that. See, I'm not the only one. I thought I was going crazy when everybody's like, "Oh, you tripping? They doing their job." No, they not doing their job completely. They doing half a job. They slack.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty much they should actually do a more thorough investigation with strict supervision, basically, with them type of things. Like when a false claim is there, they should thoroughly investigate it, and supervision has to be really strict. So there's no tampering, there's no corruption, nothing like that, and pretty much, the claim is investigated, and if it's true, then it's charged. If it's false, then the person who falsely accused that person should be arrested.
So let me ask you this: why do y'all think that the law is so fast to arrest a man for, being accused of something than what they would a woman?
Because in a way, some way though, because the man in a way though is physically stronger, and in a way though, I don't know, just something to do with sense. I don't know. I think though, is it because in some way a woman's actually less physically stronger, and the way a woman talks and the way she speaks and the way she shows her body expression and her facial expression actually is very convincing to almost anyone. So if a woman can actually do that though, that actually shows you how convincing she can be. Even when she's wrong, she can find a way to convince you like that.
You talking about manipulation.
I just feel like that's just the way of the world, how the world is set up.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel as though, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel as though us women get away with the same shit that a man will get arrested within hours or minutes.
But see, if y'all know the story of Emmett Till, have you ever heard of the Emmett Till story, Ryders?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see how that story went. And that lady lied on Emmett Till. Them people took him and beat him to death. They took her word with basically no evidence. They had evidence that he didn't do it, but they took her word.
I think they had a warrant for that lady too and everything, but they didn't go for it.
They didn't. Yeah, they nothing happened.
Yep, they lied in the court and everything.
Yes.
So that at one point they did have the evidence against her, but it's because I guess who you like, privilege. I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just remember before she died, right? But they have leaked her address, her Facebook page. Them people went crazy on her.
Yeah, she was getting email threats and everything.
Yes. So it's just the way of the world. That's just how the world has been set up for years.
Yeah.
It's like right now the R. Kelly situation.
Right. That's
like,
a good topic.
People are misunderstanding certain bloggers, and I understand certain bloggers where they coming from, because it's kind of like I get where y'all saying like it's about the law. Y'all not bringing up the pedophilia or what happened back then. Y'all bringing up the circumstances of how he got arrested. Not all of them are on that type of, but others are like he should be. But you know what's crazy? I feel as though I don't care that he's arrested right now for the simple fact he deserved it because he got away freely from the first time. But arrest him for that. But they can't arrest him for something he got away the first time. It's crazy as shit. So they can't even find another way. But then that fucks it up for the real men out here in the urban community.
Yeah,
Yes,
but R. Kelly.
Basically, sorry, I was gonna say there's this guy in the UK. He's a rapper, and his name's Solo445, and he's like the UK version of R. Kelly. That's the UK version. He's the UK version of R. Kelly, basically, and he's serving the same sentence now as R. Kelly now, 30 years.
Yeah, but that's not why R. Kelly got arrested.
You know what? Yes, sir.
So if y'all gonna arrest somebody, arrest them for the reason that he's being arrested for. Not sit here and lie to the world, make the world think he's here because it is, but in reality, y'all got him here because of something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole point, because that could just happen to anybody. What if it happens to somebody you love, somebody you care about?
Right. The R. Kelly situation is a little hard because these children the parents brought their children to this man.
They should be behind bars with him.
Yes, sir.
Because it would be no way whatsoever that my children and somebody wanted them to come sing R. Kelly, I don't care who you is, I'm not moving out the spot. We're gonna be sitting here singing together. You hear me? I'm not you know, you can't leave her here. I can't go to the store. She need to go with me. You know, so that right there is if he done it, whatever he done, because we don't know what happened.
Okay.
We
something deep. That's what I'm saying. Like, we wouldn't want it to happen to any of our loved ones. Like, imagine that situation. So I get it. Like, you know, like certain bloggers are speaking on it, and I'm like, yo, you know what? You're right. So I understand why you're bringing up R. Kelly. So I'm not mad at you. I just wish that other people would understand the perspective that, you know, you're trying to give us, where you're coming from. Because
Yes, correct. And also the reason why I find that Solo445 was found guilty. This is like 2020 music. He was found guilty of 21 R-word, 5 counts of false imprisonment, 2 counts of assault by penetration, and 2 actual bodily harm in the court or something. So that was like 2021.
You know what he deserves? He deserves 7 feet underground, not them bars.
Yep, that's 24 years, I think. Yeah.
So, like, that's what I think. I feel as though that certain laws could be changed, but ain't none of this gonna happen unless we get united. So, and all we can do is just speak and bring awareness to it.
Right.
So, I just really wanted to, you know, speak on it. I was hoping I had more men on the panel, but I see I got females on here, just us females. So I know I'm gonna definitely do a part 2 so I can get the males' perspectives. All males. And Young Riaz, you're welcome on that panel.
Thank you.
Right.
And people out there, you know, Young Riaz, if y'all can help Young Riaz get on panels that, you know, that are not involved in beef, I would really appreciate it. Angel's doing it, you know, help bring awareness to autism, because he can handle certain things, but he can't handle certain things.
Right.
Yep, that's true.
I highly appreciate those that are helping Young Riaz. So thank y'all so much for that.
So you said Young Riaz have a page too, Ryders?
Yeah. He has his own little page. We got him to start it. So he can spend time on his own page.
Tell him I will be over there subscribing to him.
Yeah. Who has the link? Who has this link? Could someone drop it?
Young Riaz, somebody wants to come up. Would you give me the opportunity to let them up? Then I'll let you back up, baby.
Oh, okay, no problem. That's fine. That's okay, no problem. I'm cool with that.
I appreciate you. I got you.
All right.
Come back up. All right, if anybody wants to come up, y'all more than welcome. Don't worry, I'm gonna play my stream y'all soon. It's just I got a lot going on, and my apps are the least of my worries. Each and every one of them.
Ryders, I'm getting ready to start commuting back. My man's about to get in the car. So I'm gonna drop into the chat.
You said somebody was coming up?
My husband is about to come out so we could go back home. So I'll be in the chat, and I hope that you're still on and I come back up, okay?
All right, I'm trying to hold it on for as long. I'm trying to see people come up.
All right.
So I'm gonna see if I play another video.
Okay, darling. All right. See you in a few.
Okay, Marissa.
You can come up, Young Rios. We got 2 empty slots. So we got that one and one more for anybody who wants to join me. Let's talk with Love and Young
None of the PPP people came. Let me see. I don't even know how to go to the chat. I forgot.
These be touchy subjects from certain people. All my subjects be touchy.
That's good. We ain't doing nothing but just talking about it, getting it together, trying to figure out something. A lot of people be wanting to hear stuff like this because you never know when somebody's gonna be in a situation like this. I don't even know how to get to the chat no more. I don't even know.
I'm learning the StreamYard. So
you got it. I see you got your stuff going on, honey.
See, I have my son. He's autistic, and he does all this coding stuff. And before the whole situation with the web and the dark web and all that started happening, he was teaching me all that stuff. But I don't get that coding stuff. But I kind of get the apps. I can handle apps.
I don't got none of it. I think I got the free StreamYard. The reason why I had the free one is because I was working all the time, but now I'm consistent with my page. So now it's about time for me to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. But I want to make sure I want to pay yearly. I'm not doing this month to month, John.
Right.
Yeah. I pretty much have a StreamYard. I set up everything. The free one is just I don't use it though, because I can understand why I don't start live stuff, because since I'm autistic anyways, the understanding you both have, I don't have that yet, and I'm not prepared for it fully yet. That'll come someday, so I'm understanding of why I can't start one. I can do premieres but not lives.
Okay. All right. My soda got hot. I'm about to press play on this.
Okay.
We'll get people some more time. Maybe we can get another male to come up and speak.
He is in a living nightmare after being falsely accused of rape by a woman he barely knew. Jordan Trengrove was just 18 when he met Eleanor Williams on a night out in Cumbria in 2019. What happened next landed him in prison for 10 weeks, left him branded a rapist, destroyed his mental health. Eleanor Williams has since been unmasked as an evil fantasist and a serial liar. And today she was jailed for 8.5 years. Before we speak to Jordan, let's just hear what he had to say last time he was on the show back in January.
I took an overdose in front of my own mum. It was that bad. I didn't ever put other people's feelings first, if you get what I mean, because my life was just too messed up with all this stuff.
Well, that was Jordan then. This is Jordan now. Jordan, I was thinking of you today when I heard about the sentencing. Just wonder what your reaction was, given the scale of the lying and the fantasy.
So for those of y'all that don't know, this is him now in 2023. That was him back then in 2019.
Oh, God damn.
Now he's about to speak his story about being falsely accused of the R word.
Given that so many people like you were caught up in this web, do you think it's long enough, 8.5 years?
No, I don't think it's long enough at all. I think she should have been given a lot longer sentence in my eyes, because she's got time served as well. So in reality, she's out in 2025. So the sentence in reality is only 2 years. So I think she should have got longer.
When you saw the lengths that she went to, buying a hammer, she's seen on video, buying a hammer to then attack herself, simply so she could frame people like you for raping her and grooming her in other cases and so on, and attacking her. What did you feel about that? What did you feel watching her just so calmly going about buying these tools to create this fantasy?
It makes me feel sick. I don't know how anyone would want to do that or want to hurt themselves in any way like that. I couldn't imagine ever hitting myself with a hammer or anything like that. You don't want to do anything like that. So
You okay? Let's talk with Love. Hold on. I think she got disconnected. Okay, I got it now.
I don't know what happened.
She dropped. The StreamYard just dropped you.
It just makes me feel very sick in a way.
The big debate, of course, is what happens with cases like this when you have somebody come forward who's got all these apparent injuries and makes all these incendiary claims of assault and rape and so on. Should the system, the legal system, start from a position of believing accusers, or should they start from a position of listening to the allegations and then investigating the facts? Because in your case, you were named on the front page of a local paper. You had rapists graffitied over your house and had to move. You were the one who felt suicidal. She, meanwhile, remained completely anonymous.
Facts.
Yeah, I do think that they should be listened to and taken into account. And regarding like newspapers and being named in the newspapers, I think that should be changed, because that was one of the main things as well. What went towards destroying my life. I shouldn't have been named in that paper when I was only remanded. Like, fair enough if I was convicted.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about the scale of what she did, and I heard the sentence, and like you say, if she behaves herself in prison, she'll be out in the next 2 years. To me, I don't understand why she didn't get a life sentence, frankly.
I think the exact same. I think she should have been given life. Perverting the course of justice can hold the maximum of life. And she's destroyed so many lives, not only mine. So she should have her life took away from her.
Jordan, how have you got on with rebuilding your life now? Has it helped having her now be named, identified, and jailed for lying, and you be associated with that? As people know, are you able to go back to your place where you grew up? And
if y'all was put in his shoes, how would y'all feel?
I'd probably either see what I'd do. I've actually found a way to prove how innocent. I'll probably, see things in a good way or in a bad way. Bad way is I probably would have, I would have broken down easily. I would have ended my life, even though I don't believe in that type of thing. Because how can I carry on living if my entire life is ruined?
In the same way young Rios feels is how a lot of young men feel. Let's talk with love. If you was in his shoes, if you was a man, how would you feel?
I would feel bad. I feel bad now, like if I'm accused of anything, So as far as taking my life, no. I just will have to trust God in the situation. Sometimes we can't worry about what it looked like. I know he feel bad. I know all of that. Don't nobody want to be accused of anything, whether it's the R word or anything. So I know he's feeling bad, but what are they going to do? What they going to do? Just give him money or something? Because that time that you spent in the prison, you can't get that back.
Yeah.
You might have lost your family. You might have lost your job. You got people looking at you funny. Some people, even when you do get out, and they say you didn't do it, some people still gonna believe that you did do it, because how did the person pinpoint you anyway?
Back and the lady
that's
the crazy part. They said it right in the beginning. She didn't even know her.
Right, but
it's like this. I'm sorry. It's like this. Because I know it personally. When I went to the first time I ever had to go to the welfare office, right? And I didn't me and my baby pops wasn't together. So this was all in the beginning. We was just friends in the beginning when I first had my daughter. He just recently, we just had a conversation. You want to marry me? I was like, I do, but let's get to see what happens real quick. I know we've known each other, and if I give anybody else a chance, I'll give it to him before I give it to anybody else. Marry your best friend because y'all know each other in and out. He's been there through thick and thin. But it's how can I say it? Let's get ourselves together first. Let's give it some time. Let's see what happens. Because we both got a story, we both got history and shit like that. So it's kind of regardless of anything, let's see if it works as a relationship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure you completely healed.
Yes, both of us.
Jump into something.
Exactly, because if not, I haven't hurt nobody yet. I think. You see,
Right.
because I thought I hurt my baby pops when he took his life, and it took me a minute to realize, no, Ray, you didn't. You just put your foot down and gave him some tough love, and it kind of backfired on you. And you was young, ignorant to the facts, and didn't know how to go about certain shit.
Right.
So it took me a minute to get out of that. So it's like I don't think I've hurt anybody yet, but he's been in and out of relationships to the point where it's like you need to learn you first.
Right.
You've been in relationships since you were young. All I've had was a puppy love and my baby pops. Now you.
Right.
So like I haven't been out there. I know I should, but I don't want to.
Right. But Ryder, let me say this about you. All that you have shared, the little bit of time that I've been knowing you, like I commend you because you're healing. You healing while you healing other people too. While you on your platform. So, but we sometimes have to make sure we heal before we move on.
That's a fact.
Because we don't want to, I used to tell people that you can get in the same relationship with somebody. You can get in the relationship with a different person, but the same face, a different face.
And what my baby pops taught me, my first baby pops taught me was that people are not the same when you first meet them.
No, they're not.
So it's kind of like me and him, our story is crazy. It's out there. I'll put it out there so people can kind of understand it. But he was way older than me. I was young. So, it's just a crazy story. So it's kind of like, you get where I'm coming from. Me being young and ignorant and him being his age. But at the same time, neither one of us noticed we was groomed. We was being groomed.
Right.
So it's crazy. That's why I say our story is kind of crazy, crazy, crazy. So however anybody wants to look at it, when you sit here and listen to the story, and if he was here standing alive right now, telling his story, you would hate the same god thing I'm saying. Because I'm like, damn, listening to his story, when I was his age, I couldn't understand it. Now I'm 33. I get it. Watching everything around me. I didn't experience life when he first told me his whole life experience. I didn't understand. I was just learning life. With a baby. I was a baby having a baby. People need to understand. I was a baby having a baby.
Wow.
What the hell I was. 16 pregnant, having a baby at 17. First apartment, out there making all this money, spending it on everything. Like when I first had my son, I thought it was all about name brand clothes. Then I realized, no, it's not about that, Ray. It's about just you and them. Because when I had nothing, it was just us. We had to have this bond, and I had to show him that it's nothing more than just family. Like, fuck everybody else. It's just us against the world. It's crazy. That's why I tell people, I'm like, my story is crazy as shit. Little by little, I will speak on it, but when I'm ready, not when everybody else is ready and when they want me to speak on it.
Right.
But my whole point by saying that is to show y'all, like, us females have choices, but we choose to do what the hell we see.
Right.
That's because at the end of the day, I was acting like my mom at a certain point when I was in my first relationship. Ratchet, wild, crazy. Like if I didn't have an education, but I did have all the above. So people I see, and then my past didn't help. Me being a survivor didn't help. I didn't, like I tell everybody, I didn't really grow up until like 5 years ago.
Right.
I didn't really grow up until 3. I didn't grow up until I had my 3rd child. I was a baby having a goddamn baby. And I keep telling everybody over and over. I didn't understand why old heads when they were saying that. Like, you ain't nothing but a baby having a baby. I used to get mad. Like, what? I'm grown. You can't tell me what to do. Like, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to explain to you and show you. Like, look, listen, you ain't nothing but a baby. You're not going to understand nothing right now.
Yeah.
So life taught me each and every one of the lessons. And then I've always asked that question, like speaking with everybody for the past couple of days about, should a woman go to jail for falsely accusing a man of? Took me back to the incident my son had when the teacher should have, instead of putting her hands on my child, listen to my child, like, oh snap, like he's having an issue with another little girl. It's like the little girl got a crush on him. And she want to sit here, still keep putting his hands on him while my son is saying, leave me alone, leave me alone. Then my son treated her like a little boy. I didn't say he was right. He knows better than that, but he reacted on impulse. He's autistic and he suffers from ADHD. So I'm not giving him the right, but at the end of the day, the way the teacher dealt with the situation is what made my son lash out the way he lashed out. It's a certain way you deal with kids in that spectrum. I'm not
Right.
saying you treat them any different.
Exactly.
You shouldn't treat them any different. But the same way you want to be talked to, I think it's the same way they want to be talked to. And it's the only way we can talk to them for them to understand us.
Yep, I agree.
Exactly.
So,
I agree.
like, she put her hands, she called my son crazy. She shoved him out of a classroom. Like, she
Mm-mm.
shoved him on a wall. Like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, he opened that classroom door, came back, and reacted. Hit the teacher right back, too. They want to act like men. I'm going to show them what a man is like. And everything. I was like, oh, my God, I don't know what to do now because I couldn't make it there. I was in an appointment with my baby. My, my daughter's father is the godfather still to this day to both the boys. So he was the first one at the scene. So it's kind of like, oh shit. Then they try to play him. Like, they was like, I forgot what it was that they said to him, but he was trying to get my son out of the school and to go see the therapist right away. And they told him to hold on. He had to wait. Next thing he knows, what's in there behind him? Officers taking my son behind cuff.
What?
What?
They lied to him. They
Wow,
didn't
man.
you have to sit and talk to an officer. None of that. They kept him in the dark. And guess what? He's on paper saying that you're allowed to tell him everything. He's there to pick them up. He's there, in case of an emergency. That's who you call. They fought heavy as shit. But you know what? I could be fighting hard as shit for my son, not giving up, not listening to everybody else because the lawyers and everybody was telling me, yo, sign up his rights, give him up. He has to give up his rights. No, if I tell him to give up his rights, he loses everything. For what? For defending himself? No.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, man. Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
The worst thing y'all could tell me was, tell him to give up his rights. No, he's 11 years old. What rights am I telling him to give up? As far as I'm concerned, I'm in charge of his rights.
Exactly.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Wow, man. I mean,
Like,
there is a way to deal with them. Well, I agree with you.
Baby pops, everything would have went sideways. That's why I'm saying that us women, and that was a grown-ass woman. Why were your hands on another woman's child?
Exactly.
Yes, correct. I agree with you. That's pretty much gonna scar him for life.
If it wasn't for my son being behind handcuffs, because I had a whole panic attack there. If it wasn't for my son being behind handcuffs, I don't think that my baby pops would have been able to calm me down. Because I wanted her. I wanted that teacher. All I could do at the end was just stand there and cry and just curse everybody out. The tears were just coming out. But I'm just cursing and cursing. But everything I was saying was nothing but facts.
Well,
Yeah.
what made her feel like, and what was the school response to what she done?
I think, and a lot of people are saying it, they getting tired of kids that are in the spectrum. I think that's what it is. They're getting tired of the kids that are.
Wow, man.
They're getting tired of them. I'm telling you, because of the way they react, they don't understand. Like, listen, me and you could be sitting here joking around, making jokes. A kid with autism, young Riaz, we would have to break our joke down to him, which won't be no more.
It's called hypersensitivity.
And for it to be funny to him.
Yeah, it's also called hypersensitivity. So I'm pretty much prone to certain things can easily trigger me quickly. So so when you say that, I get what you're saying.
So that's why I say I understand young Riaz. That's why you see me and Angel Hatton and Nate, the Word, and a lot of people. We try to guide him to the proper channels.
Right.
Yep, and also that's why I trust you though. Wherever you guys go, I follow you because it's easier to trust you where you guys are going than for me to find it for myself.
Yeah, because he's gotten in trouble.
Yeah, I know I got in trouble, but I learned anyway, so it is what it is. First anyway.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. Go ahead, continue. My bad. You want to give your perspective on the topic when you come back? Should women go to jail for falsely accusing a man of? Yeah. All right, but all right. So my baby dad is going to give his perspective. So we got another male's perspective on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, great.
So he's went to the store real quick, and he'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
But my bad. You can continue talking in Riaz.
So that's just saying, that's why I just trust wherever you guys are going. Plus, though, anyways, the biggest support for me is not to cheat. So wherever she goes, I just follow where she goes.
And I understand him because I have a child just like him. They run by impulse. They just like us. The only difference is we can control our impulse. They can't.
Yeah, and also certain social situations that I'm going to struggle to understand and stuff like that. So before, I think when I was younger and stuff, said when I can, what you call it, start a conversation, or like I can start a conversation. Someone had to start it for me, and I had to continue it on or something like that. Now I actually learn how to do both.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But I would put them two examples there so y'all can see. I mean, I know plenty of people that have been falsely accused of certain situations, not all the same, but different. Like as you can see with my son. Like, why didn't the teacher? Why wasn't there consequences? I've always asked myself that question. I'm like, wait a minute. Her hands landed on my son first. Why wasn't there any consequences to this woman? But you know what the judge told me? She's a respected teacher. She looked up to her. She's a hero in her eyes.
Wow.
God. By
And
putting
you know what I had to
somebody
do?
else's child.
I had to sit here and stay as humble as I could and look like a fucking idiot because what I wanted to say, I couldn't say in the courtroom in reality. Like I could talk to you here freely. You know that in the courtroom, if I would bury my son, I would literally bury my son if I was to talk like that. And everybody knows it. The way you act out here, you cannot sit here and act in a courtroom in front of a judge.
Nope.
There was no way I'm helping my son if I sit here and act like this, or if I was to sit here and curse out that teacher. Or no, man, I wanted her to go behind bars since I couldn't put my hands on her.
But they stick together.
Yeah, but that teacher should have her license. That teacher should have her license completely taken away from her, and never teach again. Basically, she should be jailed and never teach again, never.
No, she had quit and they try to sue my son. They try to charge him with a federal federal charges, right? Yeah, that's what it was, federal charges. They was trying to put him behind bars for 25 years. He was only 11 years old. Y'all telling me he wouldn't have never had a teenage life, a childhood, nothing. That's what y'all wanted for him. Instead of him having an education, all because he messed up and reacted to somebody, all because he couldn't control his impulse. So tell me, why isn't this teacher behind bars?
Yes, exactly. But if your son was pretty much a girl, and if a girl did the same thing, basically, the girl would they would listen to the girl just like that, and the teacher would be terminated like that. Since he's a guy, okay, big trouble, big problem.
She would have put her hands like that on my son in the hood. She wouldn't have been as safe if she wasn't at school. Is that
exactly? But the school is just all messed up because I have went to schools numerous of times, calling the Board of Education on teachers for my grandkids. And when I get them on the phone and tell my long story, they be like, basically, you sure she did that? Because the reason why is because it's a shortage of teachers. The teachers are underpaid, so they're going to take their back. They're going to have their back before they have ours.
And not just that, there's a teacher union, and I learned that the hard way. I learned it the hard way because I had lashback because of me standing up to the principals, the teachers, and everything.
It don't matter.
Shut up.
Yep, it don't matter. I've been through it with my grandkids over and over, and I get somebody up there that be, are you sure? You sure they done that? So now you're trying to say my grandchild is lying just because you need to keep this teacher because whatever this teacher did, it can result for her to get fired. But you don't have another teacher to put in that spot, so you gonna go ahead and go with the teacher.
Facts. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. That's why I started this. I'll be telling everybody, sign the petition. Let's get these cameras in each and every one of these classrooms, each and every one of these schools. I want this nationwide. Oh, wait, what's going on? I got too many tabs open. Right, so I have a petition. It's on moveon.org, right? And I tell a lot of parents, like, if we really want to make a difference, let's do this, because I want to take this to the higher ups. I don't want to take this to a regular school meeting. I want to take this higher up. And if I get more people to follow behind me, I can actually make a stand.
Yeah.
I can't just go by myself. Like, no, I need to show these people that I got people behind me, whether it's a school board meeting or higher up than them. I've already was able to talk to Scott. I forgot what his name was. Scott something. He's basically the right hand of the senator here in Philadelphia, of Boyle. So, like, after 4 years, my story just finally got heard.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, my story's on YouTube. Like, if you see it, you'll see me speaking to the representative of Boyle and all that. Like, I've asked for the cameras. I'm on there. It was only me and one other lady, and she was scared to speak on her story because she didn't want to get no lashback because she was a teacher / social worker.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for them to step up.
It's hard for them, bro. Because they won't just get the bullshit from the schools. They're going to get the lashback from the teachers union and all that other stuff. People don't see that.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand where she was coming from, but I was like, damn, if I had more people to back me up, then we could do something. But me by myself, no, I can't. I'm like I tell other people, like, if you're in another state and you don't want to sign my petition, or even if you do sign my petition, you could also start your own petition from that state and do the same thing that I'm doing and try to fight for the same thing. Like, I don't want to be the only one fighting. I know there's more moms, more dads out there, grannies, uncles, grandpas, that are trying to fight for the same thing. I'm like, this right here is the solution. And if this doesn't work, you know what we left with? Boycotting our schools.
Right. But I've been in a situation like that, Ryders. Well, we was going against the school system. We had my daughter that was on the step team, and then the soccer team, it was time for them to take their end of the year tests. And they wouldn't let our children step, but they would let the soccer players step. I mean, the soccer players go do what they wanted to do, but we couldn't. And it was like a racist thing. And so we all met, all the parents, everybody met together, and we sitting there talking and stuff. So when it was time for us to sign the petitions and go in the office face to face, girl, I turned around. I was the only one there. You hear me? So it be
That's
people talking a lot of stuff, but when it's time to make moves, ain't nobody gonna step.
Oh, snap. See here, this is the perfect time for the song now. I mean, for the poem. Hold on. Yep, you're speaking facts. Hold on.
You got motherfuckers talking about that they want to make a change, they want to make a difference, but still stuck in the same phase. You got motherfuckers talking about that they want to chase a bag, but stay at home and nag. Then when you ask them what they need, they say less talking, more opinions, no prayers with division. You ask me, y'all need to focus more on revision, rely less on television. How you want a future, you have no vision. This world is just like fiction. What we need is more talking, less opinions, more prayers with no division. Before you come up with a conclusion, giving people false illusions, pick up a book, do your research, learn your history before you end up in a ditch making history. Division and religion isn't working. The only way to show God our faith and love is through our actions. Our convictions is the only thing that really unite us. One God, one nation, different beliefs. There's words that can't fly with the wind. There's insults that are not violent. Meanwhile, while you're home to them, they're killing you on the inside. If I was to tell you that I didn't hurt, I would be lying. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that there's truths that lie, especially when they're telling you that they're indifferent? Getting shoved to the side because you're different. There's a hug out there someone didn't receive today. Probably because of what was said about them yesterday. Probably because of the way they was dressed today. Not realizing that the one that they hate could be the one that saves their day. But you know what? Thanks to them, it's another day in history where you get to flip the pages to your book and speak your story. And Lord, it's unholy. But you know what hurts the most? As I walk down the street and I see how easily we're divided. When we all should be united. One body, one mind, one soul, a million talents. Lord, without you, we're all divided. Forgive them, Lord, for they don't know any better. They don't know that there's someone out there that loves them.
It's a fact. People don't even know, and they don't realize that there's someone out there that loves them.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's talk love is speaking so many facts right now that
Yeah, pretty much my dad had to actually fight for basically every support that was entitled to. I mean, first he tried to apply for it and everything, and the rejection and everything, and pretty much after that, he just kept fighting and fighting until he just caved in. So I get where you come from now.
fact. Alright, I'm just waiting for him to come back from the store and he'll give his perspective. Guys, if y'all haven't noticed, I do got a poll right there for those of y'all that come in. Guest is an open panel. Link is pinned right up there. Y'all more than welcome to give y'all perspectives. I'm about to share this one more time on my YouTube and on my Facebook, and I'm just waiting on him. Let's play this little clip right here. Listen, both of y'all, everybody that has hopped on the panel. Y'all gave great perspectives, and at the end of the day, listen, I would love to hear from more men though. Like I know I could kind of like figure what a woman is gonna say.
Right.
I want to hear what more men gotta say. I want to hear what more men gotta say.
Yeah.
People treating you now as an innocent victim rather than as a supposed rapist.
I don't like going into Barrow so much anymore. I don't like going anywhere near that town. And I said to my partner after the sentencing, I said, this gives us 2 years to just move out the area because I don't want to be in the area when she's released as it is. But I can rebuild my life now, and I've started, like last time I seen you, I've been doing steps towards rebuilding my life. Yes, I have.
If you had been found guilty of the allegations that she made against you, had you been told by a lawyer how long you may have to have served?
I think my solicitor told me back then it had been looking at like 22 years because of the severity of it.
You see, that to me is just extraordinary, isn't it? You were told you might get 22 years in prison for a pack of lies about you, and the person that perpetrated the lies ends up getting 8.5, literally about a third.
Exactly, and I think it's so unfair because if I was sent to prison, it'd have been so many more years, and this is exactly what I said to quite a lot of the press when I came out of court today. If I was sent to prison on guilty on what she accused me of, it'd have been a lot longer. But she can go out and destroy and fabricate and do so many people's life of damage and pretty much just get a slap on the wrist. It just shows it's very, I don't know, it's messed up in the system.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's grotesquely unfair and imbalanced. Jordan, really appreciate you coming back on tonight. It must have been a difficult day for you, but ultimately, I guess, a satisfying one that she at least is remaining behind bars for another 2 years or so. But like you say, ridiculous that then you have to fear going back to where you're from because you're worried that she'll be there again, which she will be in 2 years. It seems ridiculous. I really appreciate you coming back, Jordan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Ava, this guy, I've interviewed him a couple of times now. He's so like impressively calm, eloquent, but there's a kind of searing anger there too about what he's had to endure. 18 years old. I've got 3 sons in their 20s. This is every parent's nightmare for a son. Now, I'm very aware that a lot of...
Yo, he was 18 years old when he first got accused of doing all this stuff to this young lady. That is crazy. Like,
wow.
And he's traumatized.
Yes,
wow.
He can't go to the public bathroom and everything.
Yeah, he's traumatized. But my thing is, what happened? Did she know him? Did she used to know him? What happened?
We're reacting together.
Right. So where how did we get here?
Let's see.
All the women
Well, I'm so sorry. Let's see.
Make allegations of sexual assault and rape get no justice. You know, the rates of conviction for these things are ridiculously low. I totally agree with that. But for the purposes of this debate, it's specifically about what's happened to him. To me, it seems ludicrous to carry on with this notion that all accusers should be believed. We saw it with the nasty Nick character who invented all the stories, the paedophile stories about, some of the most eminent people in the country. We've seen it now with this woman. So we've seen it from a man and woman. to me, there should never be a presumption of belief. Why should there be?
I think that, gosh, I don't really know where to begin with that. I mean, we live in a country where under 1% of,
Yeah. That's a great, you see that right there? I'm about to ask everybody the question. Like, whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Right.
Whatever happened to that, yo?
I don't know. Pretty much disappearing, I guess. I don't know.
And at one point, it used to be innocent until proven guilty. They used to do a deep investigation and everything. Now, he's guilty. They just go by he say, she say now. No proof, no nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Rapes even go to conviction. So I'm quite taken aback by what you said.
Why should you automatically believe an allegation?
Because we live in a country where women aren't believed, and it is extremely difficult for women to come forward and talk about sexual assault that has happened to them. And look, this situation is grotesque. You were right to call it that. It's abhorrent. And he is a very...
But in my opinion, women aren't believed because of ourselves. There's too many women out here doing this. And that's why we're not believed. The ones that are actually victims are not believed, because the ones that are not victim are screaming rape, sexual abuse, domestic abuse. It's his baby. He did it. So, like, how can we be believed if we're doing it to ourselves? Not us in general, but women in general.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'm wrong, but look.
Nice guy, but it's quite clear that the girl in question is really unwell. If you look at her mental health all around this case, she was reported missing 1 year 32 times in just 1 year by her own mother. She's clearly not well. I actually don't even think she should be going to prison. I think she should be going. I think she should be sectioned. I think she's not well, and I actually don't think prison is a safe.
I think that kind of is about to answer. Let's talk with Love's question. I think it's kind of answering it right there. So keep hearing it, and then I will get let's talk with Love's perspective. Let me rewind it back a little bit so she can hear it.
But it's quite clear that the girl in question is really unwell. If you look at her mental health all around this case, she was reported missing 1 year 32 times in just 1 year by her own mother. She's clearly not well. I actually don't even think she should be going to prison. I think she should be going. I think she should be sectioned. I think she's not well, and I actually don't think prison is a safe environment for her.
Well, I don't really care if it's a safe environment for her, frankly. And I don't think that being unwell is a justification. You wouldn't be saying that.
It's not a justification, but it might be an explanation.
If we had a male, if this guy had been convicted of what he'd been charged or accused of doing and arrested over, like you said, 22 years, you'd have called him a monster. You wouldn't have made some excuse about his mental health.
Yeah, I mean...
Right? Why are you making an excuse for her?
I'm not giving her an excuse.
You are. You're saying she shouldn't even be in prison.
I'm explaining. I don't think that she is well, and I don't think she's going to be rehabilitated in a prison. I actually think it's going to be really awful for her, and actually is an indictment of our justice system.
Actually, what's an indictment is that he would have gone down for 22 years. She's going to be out in the next 2 years, having served half of an 8.5 year sentence.
And do you think that she's going to be any better? She's not going to be any better for it. Prison is about rehabilitation. She is not going to...
You wouldn't be saying that if he had been found guilty and gone to prison for rape.
But she's clearly not a...
You wouldn't know, would you?
She's not a... She's not
but Ava, you wouldn't, would you?
No, I think that's a false equivalence.
It's not a false equivalence. He literally just told you. He was told if these lies stuck and he was found guilty, 22 years in prison. You would have been quite happy with that. Right?
If she had gone through the justice system,
if he was convicted,
and the justice system had convicted him, yes, I would.
You would have been quite happy. You wouldn't have made all these excuses.
I wouldn't have been quite happy.
Richard, here's the dilemma for me.
He's asking another question, I guess. Let's talk with Love got to say.
No, I wish I was on that panel, because baby, we a debate. You hear me? Because I'm with the man. Because like, what's the difference? She's been missing. Her mama reported her missing over and over and all of this other stuff. Then she said she don't feel like that she need to go to prison. She need to get some help. That was what her mother was supposed to do, get her some help. When she was missing the first time, why did her mama let her be missing 30-something times? Her mother should have got that right there, handled. That man right there, prison is not a safe place for him.
Yes, exactly.
That innocent man, so we got to look at both sides. She can go to prison. They could put her in PC, protective custody. They have classes in prison. 8 years, just like that man said, he would have been doing 20 years. She about to get out in about 2 more years. No, she should have stayed in there 20 years. You understand? 20 years. They believed her in court, so that means that she was competent to stand trial. They believed her, so she wasn't too off the chain in the mind.
If there were signs of mental health, she wouldn't have been in jail. Facts.
Exactly, and they wouldn't have believed her.
Facts. I'm with the man too.
Yeah,
All right, let's finish it.
I do think it's completely wrong that so few rape allegations end up with convictions, when in many cases we know they're probably true. So this is a absolute disgrace in this country about what happens to women who make legitimate claims and the system lets them down. I think we can all agree on that, right? But this is a different area. This is the area of what the police do when somebody comes and says X, Y, Z. And I feel strongly now, after several very high-profile cases, you cannot make a presumption of belief. You cannot call them victims from the start, because they may not be. They might be fantasists.
But surely, Piers, there's a difference between belief and listening to someone, seriously investigating it by people who are really skilled and qualified.
That's my position.
And I think
David thinks that's outrageous.
No, you've got
genuinely looked at me in total disgust.
Yeah, she was, but I think that's because you didn't consider the point about seriously listening, properly investigating by real specialists who understand the likelihood. I know a guy who luckily he did remain anonymous, but he had 18 months of absolute hell on earth.
Right.
And it turned out it went all the way through trial, and at the end of the trial, jury, 10 minutes, and he was innocent.
In this case, this poor kid, he's not even 20, and his name is branded in all his local town as a rapist on the local paper front page. She, meanwhile, remains completely anonymous.
Yes.
Now, I know the argument for the police is if you name people who are accused of sexual assault and rape.
Oh shit, she's still anonymous even after she's in jail? That's some fucked
God
up
damn.
shit.
That's right.
Women get away with a lot, and I'm a woman saying this, and it's messed up to say it.
Because fair is fair.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Let me tell you what's so messed up, Ryders. That, okay, say if it's a guy that got a bad criminal record. No R words, but a bad criminal record. And a woman come up and say that he done did the R word because he done broke up with her, and she mad because he with somebody else, and she say that he did the R word to her. But he got a bad criminal record. He's going down. He never probably did nothing to her. Well, he never did nothing to her. But he's going down for his record. Like, the system is so messed up. You just don't even know. You just gotta pray out here. I promise you, because it's bad. And because that woman that's sitting on that panel, like, listen.
And the system is what we have to change as we the people, as we call ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are worried about who's going to be the next president without realizing that shouldn't be our concern. His concern is the government. What happens with the world? Our concern should be somebody that should be in office that is not scared and won't fall into them, that 1%. We need somebody up there. That's why I always say, listen, I don't have a president until we have a president that is for us, the people. Until then, we need to worry about putting a mayor that is not going to get paid off, a mayor that is not scared to speak up, a mayor that is for his people. Because a lot of us end up choosing the wrong mayors, the wrong senators, the wrong everybody to put in office, DAs. Oh my God, there's so many names. I forgot them. But y'all get where I'm coming from. There's so many people that we need to put. But guess what? None of us vote. And guess what happens? Automatically, they get chosen by that 1%.
Yep. It's called selection, not election, basically. So the president is selected, not elected. So they choose it for us. So even though no matter how many votes that we give them, they're still going to pick who they want. It's called selection.
Sad world. That's all I say.
Facts.
Yeah, we both said that. I think to me as well, though, is basically that, in this world, basically, whoever gets away with it in this world, basically, in Judgment Day or like the next afterlife, basically, they will, whatever consequences that never happened here will happen there. But, I'm agreeing with both of you 100%.
Facts. All right, let's finish listening to the interview. Oh, it's not even an interview no more. Now they're just having like a debate. And the lady is completely wrong on this debate, and I'm a woman saying that. So
it encourages other people to come forward.
Exactly.
But actually, why should he be named and shamed in that circumstance, and a woman like that remain anonymous until she's finally charged with lying?
So this is about what happens in our minds.
Because you work in family law. So.
I do. But this is about what happens in my mind. He's not named and shamed.
But he was.
He's named.
And shamed.
And it's
literally
the approach,
people daub rapists on his house.
And it's the approach that's taken by people, because we have to all remember that you are innocent until proven guilty. And unfortunately, we forget that in society. And Christopher Jeffries is a classic example. He was the unfortunate landlord who went on to later sue the press and certain individuals.
Who behaved recklessly.
Absolutely.
And I was one of them at the time. No defence for that.
Absolutely. And so this is about our responsibility as a society, knowing what we know.
And we saw it with that poor missing woman recently who disappeared.
Exactly.
Everyone racing to conclusions about that.
Exactly. And TikTok detectives and all of that
was
unattractive.
down to the woeful police handling of it.
Well, I couldn't possibly answer. But the point is, we all have to take responsibility in a society where human beings are running a system.
But should we believe accusers from the start?
Absolutely. It's not about believing accusers from the start.
It is. Because if you believe them, you call them.
Then the justice system has failed.
But if you call them that guy Nick, who invented all the stories, right?
Yeah.
He was believed, and in fact, the commander of the Met Police at the time called him a victim. Right? At the moment a policeman of that rank calls somebody a victim, there is a presumption of guilt and a presumption that everything he's saying is true.
Yes.
And it turned out it was all complete fantasy. And I think you can avoid all this if you say, look, someone comes with an allegation and you say, right, we're taking this seriously. We absolutely will treat you with due respect. We'll take all the details down, we'll properly investigate. Then it's compellingly important that the police investigate it properly. But only at the point that you have enough to charge somebody, in my belief, should anyone even be considered to be named and shamed, right?
And that is technically what should happen.
That's not what happens.
But exactly. And why not? Because people talk. The police will inform the press.
But Ava, why is what I'm saying wrong?
Because you can name two men that this has happened to. Can you name all of the thousands of women who can't get a conviction?
But why is it going to be either or?
You're making it an either or, actually. You are.
I'm saying there should be a presumption of an allegation's been made, not a presumption of a true allegation.
Do you know what a woman has to go through? Do you know what a woman has to do to record a rape? Would you want, if you had a daughter, would you want her having to give her over?
I have got a daughter.
Right. Would you like her to give her underwear over to a police
I wouldn't.
station?
But I think you are conflating two different things.
I'm not conflating two different things.
What's that got to do with a presumption of innocence or guilt?
No, because right now we are talking about a woman who is a fantasist and has ruined someone's life, and it is grotesque.
Yeah.
Comparing that to women who are assaulted and should be believed from the get-go so that they can go through the process.
Why was she believed
at
the start, and why was he disbelieved?
Because she was a woman reporting a sexual assault,
because she was
and
a
she
woman.
also did turn up with a hammer to her face, and she did look like he had been assaulted.
Right.
The police did let him down. I will say that the police in this situation let him down.
Why is it sensible to?
Shit, my bad. I was muted. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk with love. Can you type something on the chat to see if your mind step work? I actually did it right.
Oh, okay.
What was your opinion? Let me rewind that back because he had a good question, but this lady is all over. It's like I feel as though like she's with it. She's with them women that falsely accuse men.
Yeah.
I just want to know how that trial went, basically.
I'm gonna look for it. If they have it, because I think
Thanks
some
for the
trials.
wrench.
Is it? Oh wait, I'm on StreamYard. All right, I see it now. All right. I was I'm like, yo, I still don't see it. I'm on StreamYard, that's why. All right, but listen to what she gotta say. She's one of them women that will sit here and scream. He scratched me, he beat me, like that chick from the first video, hit herself in the face with the hammer.
Right.
Was it? No, she wasn't the one that hit herself with the face and the hammer. It was the other chick.
Oh yeah.
She messed her face up with a whole hammer and accused this man of doing that. Like, are you serious? Then that it wasn't her.
Yeah, I agree with you. Oh my God, man. That'll be the proper investigation, and also, the hammer and whatever tool and stuff like that should be thoroughly, checked and stuff, DNA checked and everything, because, can't really, you know what I mean, though, right? I agree with you, though. Should have been properly checked, but oh my God.
I understand you. I understand you, Young Riz. Everybody understands what you're saying. Trust me.
Right.
All right, let me end this clip, and then I'm gonna have my baby pops, give his perspective. I'm not sure if anybody else is gonna come up. I think Larissa said she was gonna come back up, but we'll see what happens.
Want her having to give her knickers over.
I have got a daughter. See, at the point that you have enough to charge somebody, in my belief, should anyone even be considered to be named and shamed, right?
And that is technically what should happen.
That's not what happens.
But exactly. And why not? Because people talk. The police will inform
right,
the press.
But Ava, why is what I'm saying wrong?
Because you can name two men that this has happened to. Can you name all of the thousands of women who can't get a conviction?
But why is it going to be either or?
You're making it an either or, actually. You are.
I'm not. I'm saying there should be a presumption of an allegation's been made, not a presumption of a true allegation.
Do you know what a woman has to go through? Do you know what a woman has to do to record a rape? Would you want, if you had a daughter, would you want her having to give her knickers over?
I have got a daughter.
Okay, all right. Would you like her to give her underwear over to a police station?
But I think you are conflating two different things.
I'm not conflating two different things.
What's that got to do with a presumption of innocence or guilt?
No, because right now we are talking about a woman who is a fantasist and has ruined someone's life, and it is grotesque.
Yeah.
Comparing that to women who are assaulted and should be believed from the get-go so that they can go through the process.
Why was she believed at the start, and why was he disbelieved?
Because she was a woman reporting a sexual assault.
Because she was a woman.
She also did turn up with a hammer to her face, and she did look like she had...
See, she was the one that hit herself with the hammer in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sure was.
Yeah, she was the one. So, like I said, this lady is for it. I'm saying it because I'm a survivor, and I still fight for men's rights at the end of the day. Like, it took me a little while, and growing up, like I told everybody, I didn't trust men because of what I went through, but I didn't trust women because of what my mom did. My mom put her first before she put her child first. So at the end of the day, like I tell everybody, I learned that we got to be neutral, because not all men are what we think they are. Like, some people also deserve second chances, and I'm not saying on the domestic violence part or the raping or the grooming part. What I'm saying is certain men are made to seem to be certain ways, right? When in reality, you so focused on his past without realizing he's changed. Why can't he get a second chance like you do? You're a woman. We get second chances like crazy. Like crazy. We cheat on a nigga, and the next day that nigga is right on our fucking top. Certain nigga, not all of them, but the majority of them, and I call them all just men. Like, are you serious? Like, wait, this chick is doing this and doing that. Like, the men that sit here and be like, oh, well, she took it, she must have wanted it. Like, no, nigga, do you know that's still rape?
But see, it's big. What you doing is big, because you was actually a victim and you still fair. One bad apple didn't spoil the whole bunch. That's what they used to say. You know, so that's big because
But that's because it took years of therapy. It took people in my life that I had to listen. At first, yeah, I was hard headed, but then after a while, like I'm gonna be very honest. Who's in the 3 people in my life that I cared about the most? My baby popsters, then my mom. Then when I lost my heart, that was my brother. And I'm not saying my heart because me and my brother were so close. We defended each other as kids. It's kind of like, oh shit, I'm not gonna see him no more. No more advices, no nothing. So it's kind of like the second time I put my foot down hard and get some tough love, this person just takes their life away. But this time, it was all behind a catfish. So that kind of like hurts more because it's kind of like you can put yourself in there. She was like, oh, nobody cares about me. If I call my sister, she's going to tell me to do this and do that. But at the end of the day, it was the right thing to do.
Right.
So it's kind of like, all right, I could put myself in his shoes a million times, but right is right. He needed help, and I had to continue doing it the way I had to do it. I just wasn't expecting for him to be that weak. I thought he was stronger and was going to be able to handle my tough love. So once again, it's like I had to say to him, like, yo, wait, it's not your fault. It's not really nobody's fault because he was being learned.
Wow.
Wow, man.
I bring awareness heavy is prayer. Like, even if people don't listen, like I do certain lives or I do the uploads when I don't want to do the editing towards the lives, like when I put music and stuff like that. Like, even when I do that, like, I end up, hold on, I didn't even notice I have a private. Okay, wait, Maria's?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go now though. Thanks for having me up though. I think though I've said what I need to say. Fair enough, listened enough. I think that's enough for me for today.
Have a blessed day, young girl.
Yeah, have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. But as y'all can see, that's why I bring a lot of awareness like this. Like I see that there's 2 sides to every story, and it took me a minute to learn that. So, like, everybody deserves a chance. That's all I gotta say. Unless you actually have committed this, and there's some way, shape or form, there's proof against you.
Right.
So on that part, I can't because, like I said, my molester's still walking free, scot free, like nothing. He's not here. All right, I'm gonna let my baby Tom speak real quick, and then we can continue to speak. And like I said, I'm gonna do a part 2, and hopefully we can get more men up on the panel and talk about it. Or we could do this on anybody's panel. Like, if anybody wants to talk about it, they more than welcome. Like, it's a topic that should be talked about in multiple panels, not just mine. Like, I know everybody got this question in their head: shouldn't women go to jail for the same, for falsely accusing men of the same thing they do?
Exactly. But see, this woman here, Ryder, this man, he's talking about other cases. She's not talking about the case that's at hand. Because you heard when she asked him, how you think women feel when they got to give their underwear and stuff up? But you're not talking about the case where this man is free. He's innocent. He's innocent. So we shouldn't even be talking about that.
It's like she's a victim and she's still thinking like a victim.
And she's mad at every man. That means she let one bad apple spoil the whole bunch. She's mad at everybody. That means she's not healed. And you got to watch people like that been through something and they not healed. Your life can be in their hands. That could be a lawyer that been with the R word, and you know what I'm saying? They gonna send you to prison. They sending your ass to prison because of what they went through.
And that's a fact. Like, as y'all can see, that's why I don't speak on other people's stories. I speak on my own stories as examples, because what better story to bring up than one that I've been experienced or seen or been through? Well, that's part of experience, but y'all get my point.
Right.
Like, I can't say, like, the videos are just to back up, certain examples and key points that I want to, prove on certain things that I say. But at the end of the day, I'll speak on my own story, and if somebody else wants to speak on their story, like, that's how we're going. Like, I do this stuff because Why not do it like that? I can't speak on nobody's story if I don't know one. Like I've told people, I can't sit here, this person just told me this. No, that's just considered story time.
Right.
Now, if I want to sit here and bring awareness, I'm not going to bring awareness on somebody else's story. I'm bringing awareness with what I've been through, what I've seen, what I've experienced, the trenches that I've walked. And hopefully my story can help the next person. Blessings, Cat Daddy, blessings. Welcome to the panel. So that people, like if anybody's coming in new, make sure y'all hit that like button, share the video, help a Shorty get into the algorithm so she can bring more awareness. Guys, females, if y'all want to come up and speak, y'all more than welcome. I'm gonna let my baby Pop speak. He's going to give his perspective and maybe a little story if he wants to. If not, he's still gonna give his perspective, his opinion on the topic. Should women go to jail for falsely accusing a man of? And it doesn't matter the situation, whether they falsely accuse, they falsely pin a baby on him and it's not his, and they steady here paying child support or going through some drama, whatever, but the baby's still not his. Whether they falsely accuse a man of domestic violence or falsely accuse a man of grooming or raping, should she go to jail? What is your opinion?
Blessings, everybody. Welcome to the panel. This Ryder here. In my opinion, yes, I believe there should be penalties because if you go to court and you lie, it's perjury. So what's the difference between court and real life? Nothing. It's all the same. Only difference is the judicial system. They make it a law to where you can go away for a minute. Now, I'm going to speak on experience I've been through in the past. This was years ago, many years ago, where it was kids involved, adults involved, and then everything wound up leading into the judicial system. I was with one of my exes and her daughter and a neighbor's daughter would play together every day. But girls, they bicker, they fight, they kiss, they hug, and make up. So this one particular day, it didn't go that way. This one particular day, it became into a physical altercation, whereas though, I had to get in it and break it up and stop them from hurting one another. And when the mom came outside, she seen me stepping between the two young ladies. She automatically became very aggressive, put her hands on me, pushing me, threatening me, telling me who she want to call, what she's going to do. I said, oh, wait, calm down. You know what happened. Come out and talk first and find out the story, and then you can, get to the bottom of the situation. Oh, I don't care, F this, F that. I said, you know what, you're right. So I went and got, at that time, the person I was dealing with, I went and got her. I said, listen, come deal with her because she's a female. I don't deal with females in situations like this. I'll deal with the father or the boyfriend or whoever, whatever man is around at the time. So as that happened, she addressed her, she approached her, things went a little sideways. I stopped it. All right, I tried to figure, what's the best solution from here, and try to get the girls to talk it out and ask them what happened. But at this time, everybody already aggressive, everybody already upset, everybody emotions is high, and everybody acting off emotion. That's one thing I wasn't acting off of, emotion. I was staying logic in the whole situation, trying to assess everything and tell how everything played out. So she presumed to make the phone call she did, and the people she wound up calling, she didn't realized they knew who I was. Oh, is this? Oh, that's Ryder. That's Ryder. Yeah, it's me. What's going on? Oh, well, folks called us around here talking about somebody was this. I said, no, that was me. The kids got into it, and I separated the kids and, tried to stop the situation, but she escalated everything, being aggressive and making things bigger than what it had to be. She basically made a mountain out of an anthill. So later on, after that, I get a knock at the door. My whole block is filled up with the police force. She done told them I had a gun. I done pulled out my gun. I was waving it around, making threats. So now I get arrested for terroristic threats, simple assault, endangering the welfare of like it's just a slew of charges. You know, where I had to go to court. Like, and the crazy part about it is when they grabbed me, I came to my door, me and my person I was doing at the time, my ex. We went to the door. I didn't go in the house or nothing. They said, come out. I said, what is going on? They said, we need to talk to you. I said, about what? So they got to break it down the situation, talking about they got to call about a gun. I said, well, as you can see, I lifted my shirt up and turned around. I said, I don't have no gun on me. So what situation you talking about with a gun? Because it was only a fight with 2 kids earlier. So they said, well, the young lady down the street saying that you're the one. And so when the sergeant lady came up the street, she did this little thing like an X with her hand talking about booking. So they locked me up. Later on that night, they get a warrant to go to my house. I did have guns in my house because years ago, I got shot up in my house during a home invasion. Guys tried to come rob me, but that's another story. So I had guns in my home, and the amount of guns I had was enough for them to look at the situation a little bit differently. So once everything played out, I had to go to court. So that means I had to hire a lawyer. So that means I lost money in the case. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I beat the whole case, but it was like everything I had to go through. It was like she really should have been penalized behind the whole situation because she lied. There was never no gun involved. I only got a female to deal with a female, and I told her, if you need me to, I can talk to your boyfriend, your baby father, or whatever man you want to bring around. And whatever man she brought around knew who I was and knew that the way I was and the person I was, they knew that I didn't do the things she said that I did. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like my only other option was to try to get the law enforcement involved. So I lost all my guns because they wasn't really registered. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I lost all the guns I done collected. I done lost money because of the lawyer fees, bail money that I had to bail out. You know, when you bail out, you only get back a certain percentage of your money. You don't get all your money back. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, she lied, and I paid the consequence behind this. I have an arrest record behind this. You know what I mean? And I was just hoping that the feds and ATF didn't pick it up because of the type of guns that I had.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or because of this woman wanted to lie because she felt like she didn't get the justice she wanted. She felt like she was played because the guys that she called around to come do something to me knew me. You know what I mean? And they like, no, Ryder, we know this ain't true. We know you don't move like that. We know how you move out here. But yet, she felt as though calling the police and lying, she was going to get the justice she wanted. No, you're not, because at the end of the day, all you did was lie. So when we got into court, my lawyer exposed all these lies. But did she get in trouble for this? No. And I felt as though she should have. I felt as though, you know, I'm not going to call the police, but I felt as though with them seeing everything that she lied about in the court of law, they should have held her accountable, and they didn't.
Right. The state should have picked that up because they'd pick any damn thing else up.
And it just kind of like woke my eyes up to a lot more of being careful with dealing with women on all levels. And that was a situation where it was just starting with 2 little girls, 2 little kids having a misunderstanding and it got a little physical. So I stopped it so nobody could get hurt and try to talk it out later. But yet the adult not being mature, being ignorant, she addressed those situations in a way that it had to be addressed. And then presumed to lie to law enforcement and got me arrested.
Wow. And nothing happened to her, right?
Nothing happened to her. Not in the court of law, no. Nothing happened to her in the court of law. Nobody got arrested for her lies and none of that. Only person that got arrested was me.
And that's the problem that I see, and I notice a lot, that they'll arrest a man so fast that like the woman is out here like nothing. Like, so I'm all for the women empowerment, but I'm not understanding why lock up all these good men out here that are actually not doing nothing to harm us, that are actually helping us. Like, and y'all wonder why there's so many fatherless kids out here. Like I've always said, it's the women out here that scream, "My baby daddy ain't shit." But how is your baby daddy? How is it that your baby daddy ain't shit if you're the reason why he can't see his kid? How the fuck is that possible?
See, my opinion on that one is the baby daddy not shit because He's not worried about the baby mom. He's just worried about taking care of the children because we're no longer in a relationship. So my duty and obligations with you are no longer there. So you cannot get mad at me if I don't want to give you money to get your nails done. If I don't want to give you money for your gas tank, that's not my problem. Now, if it involves my child getting somewhere like that, then yes, we have an understanding. But I'm not going to support your lifestyle when you're out running around with Tom, Dick, and Harry or just Tom. That's not my job. My job is to provide and protect my child that me and you created. My job is to be there and my child as an active father, being there in their life at all times, no matter what. That means if I got to just say, you know what, we could cohere and have a cohesion as parents, if we can't be friends, fine. But we're going to get along as far as the child. We're going to have understanding as far as that. But as far as women using the child as pawns, I don't feel like that's a cool situation because I've been through that before. And I don't like it. I don't think no parent should do that because at the end of the day, it affects the children. And the children ain't got nothing to do with it. That's why I don't believe in arguing in front of the children. I don't even curse in front of the children. If I slip up, I apologize to them. See, you got to lead by example. You can't just say something and not do what you're saying.
But you know what's so scary, Ryder?
What's that?
That imagine how many dudes that's locked up right now for some stuff that they ain't even do.
See, that's the thing. I don't have to imagine. I talk to a lot of those brothers. And, you know, I still pray for them every day to come home for the ones that's still in there. You know, because, you know, I had my time in there, you know, but since then I've been home free. I'm trying to stay that way. I'm trying to bring enlightenment, encouragement. I'm trying to bring awareness. I'm trying to bring information. I'm trying to bring us together as a people, as a whole. You know, I'm trying to do what needs to be done.
Exactly.
Everybody always talking about what needs to be done instead of doing it.
Exactly.
I'm not the one that talk too much. That's why y'all barely hear me on here, because I'm out here trying to do and get it done.
That's me. I'm trying to get platforms together. Let's come together. Let's talk about it, because there's so many people out here that's unhealed and have never been through therapy or nothing. So we can put it on our platform so people can, you know, hear some stuff that they never heard before that can help them get healed.
Yeah. And I've been through a lot, you know, where I done lost my life literally like flatline more than once, and I'm still here. And like I tell people, he wasn't ready for me to come home yet. I gotta stay in this vessel because I have a purpose on this world.
That's
my purpose is to bring awareness to the young black men as much as I can that's around me, that's connected to me, that know me, that run into me, and let them know, listen, you don't have to go that route. There's other ways you can go. I've been on both sides of the gun, I've been on both sides of the fence, and I've been on both sides of the grave.
That's
it. Ain't too much I can't tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not no young spring chicken.
That's right.
It's okay, Grandpa.
That is right. It's just sad.
To me, though, it all starts with us as a people. It starts with ourselves.
Yep.
It's about what we do as a person, as a being, while we here until we gone. If we allow certain things to go on, it ain't nothing but perpetuating the cycle that'll never be broken. Our ancestors, people that came before us, didn't lay down their lives and make the sacrifices they made for us to be the way we are today. So divided, so uneducated, so misled and misguided.
Now that's facts. That's facts. But one thing I have learned, I have always tried to do things, try to help, try to do this. But one thing I have learned, I cannot do it by myself.
Yeah, we all need help. That's why, you know, I appreciate everybody that shows support, that subscribe to the channel, that come on the panels, that join the podcast, that welcome us to your panels, to your podcast, you know, because that's what it's about.
Right.
See, it starts with this. Even though we don't see each other and know each other personally, but we know each other because we networking with each other, we helping each other build, and that's where it starts. Maybe one day we all meet up somewhere and have a convention and, hey, all lives matter. You know, everything matters to us because it's all about our future for our children and those that come behind us. And we want to try to make a change for them because the world we living in today is so jacked up, so backwards, and so uninformed of what's really going on that it's sad.
Yep.
And that's why we got to stay strong, keep doing what we're doing. Everybody, we all got to keep doing what we're doing because I love y'all channels. I love your information. You know, I love what y'all stand for. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't be talking. Because I'm real and only deal with real ones because I recognize real ones.
Right.
You know, and I appreciate y'all showing the love and support. And like I say, we got to do this together. Because that's the only way it's going to get done.
That's the only way.
That's why we got our channel name like that, Ryders4Life. You know, because we're going to ride and try to become united. Because united we stand, divided we fall.
Yep.
It's like a mighty black fist, white fist, purple fist, whatever fist you want to call it. It's like one mighty fist. You bring all five together, it's going to be strong. But when you separate them, they can easily be broken, dismembered, severed, or anything.
Facts.
And that's how we got to look at it on a daily. We got to apply that to our lives on a daily. We got to work on ourselves on a daily. And while we working on ourselves, help the next person work on themselves.
Yes.
Because guess what? Just saying good morning, have a good day can stop somebody from killing themselves.
You better talk about it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just saying, hey, I don't know if nobody told you, but somebody love you, and I love you.
Yeah.
You got to know the person, but you can just see the turmoil written all over their demeanor, all over their face. Their body can just be leaking it. You know what I mean? And everybody don't have that gift, that aura to notice it. But if you do, please project it. Please use it. Because everybody using the gifts that they do have for all the wrong reasons instead of the right reasons. And for those who are using it for the right reasons, I salute y'all, I commend y'all, and I support y'all, and I follow that. And I stand with you on that. Bro, you wanted to say something?
You talking to me?
Yes.
No, I was just listening to you. Everything you speaking is facts, but we definitely can't do it alone. I'm from the DMV area, but I live in North Carolina now. But down here, we started this group called the 5 Point Stars, and what we do is go around like helping, like in this town where I live at, like it's a lot of young men that have lost their lives, and there's nobody locked up. So we got all these fallen angels, and we got all these wounded mothers with no answers, no closure, and stuff like that. So we started this group that we out here feeding the kids. We out here trying to get the mothers some comfort, you know, much as we can. We know we can't bring their sons back, but our actual name is called Somebody Cares. So what we do is like go to their houses, give them care packages. We planning on taking them to the beach, you know, just to help them. You know, we trying to do something. And then that's the reason why I started this positive page thing, this positive people podcast, so we all can come together. You know what I'm saying? And try to get some solutions and talk about some stuff. It's some people out here that's hurt, you know, and they getting answers off the internet because they don't have insurance to go to therapists and things like that. Each one of us are different. Each one of us have been through different things. It's things that you've been through that I ain't been through. Things I've been through, you ain't been through. But it's gonna be somebody on this podcast that have been through that somebody might come through the chat.
Yes, absolutely. And I agree
know,
with that.
Right.
Yes.
So that's the reason why I started this, so we can come together. We got to get on one accord with this podcast thing, you know, so we can help, because that's what we're here for. Because I definitely ain't making no money on my channel. I'm here to help.
See, to me, when we started this, if you look back to my original, very first podcast, you know, we even got little videos of me with the young men out there with the boxing, you know, just trying to get them something to do and show them different, like, that don't have to be on the corner. That don't have to turn into a gun. You know, a man don't always have to use a gun. A man can use his words and be just as respected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I talk with passion because I care. And
Right.
everything I say, I mean, and it's thought out.
Right.
I feel as though this podcast is very important because, like you say, it ain't about the money. It's about us. And we is what matter. This money, if everybody realized the US dollar stopped having value back in 74. So the US dollar ain't really nothing but shit paper, honestly, excuse my language. You gonna wipe your ass with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's going on because we so blindsided with everything else. We're not worried about helping one another. We're not worried about, you know, how the next person doing and can we help out the next person. Everybody worried about, oh, how much money you got? How much can you flash?
Exactly.
That shit don't matter. All you're doing is showing that you worship material things. You worship the appraisal of another person. I'm not worried about what nobody think about me. That's why I am who I am every day. And I stand on that every day because guess what? I'm here for me, my family, and those I can reach out and help.
Facts.
And if I can't help you, share the information. Maybe you can help somebody else.
Right. But the thing but the thing is, who gonna listen is gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. I know how to get the views if I wanted to do that. I've been on this PPP now for about a year, but I know how to get the views and all of that. I know how to do that, but God told me I ain't doing that. This is what you're doing right here. You're going to take who you got in here. So people got to know that you really care. You got a passion for this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't have a passion for it, I'd be over there with everybody else trying to get all the views.
I know that's right.
You know, but we up here breaking our necks and we listen, this is what's going on and this, that, and the third trying to help people, you know. So it's definitely straight from the heart when it comes to me, you know, and Miss Ryder, you know what I'm saying? So, but it just, we can't do it by ourselves. We definitely can't do it by ourselves. It takes a village. It takes a team.
Guess what? We the beginning of that team, and guess what? All we're gonna do is keep getting bigger.
That's
keep
it.
Trying. That's what it's about.
That's it. But as soon as we started it though, I think this is our second week. We've been doing really, really good. Marissa, Legend, all of us, we've been really doing good. And Ryder, she definitely got a story. Like she's been through some things that we haven't been through. So that adds, both of y'all, that adds to the podcast. So that reaches everybody. Like it'll be nobody left out.
Absolutely. And I've been through some things, far as from the streets to experience with employment and school. So I got a wide range of experience that we could talk about, that I could touch on, that I could speak upon from my own experience, things that I've been through personally, things that I witnessed with my own two eyes, the information that I did my due diligence on, you know, and we can just always just keep building and going from there.
Right. And see, that's good. That's me. I speak on everything I went through. I'm an open book because I'm transparent. You know, I can't help nobody if I'm talking about something. You know, I could put my input, but I can't really talk about nothing that I ain't been through. So on my platform, everybody know that I am transparent.
I know that's right. That's the best way. Like I tell people, I ain't a fool just because I'm look like a piece of looking glass. You can see right through me.
Right.
But it's always gonna be a mystery and wonder. You know, and I like it like that because when people don't know how to take you, they don't know how to really understand and approach you. Like I tell everybody, I'm welcoming. I love to have a great conversation with anybody that's willing and ready to have a conversation about anything and everything. Because the more we converse, the more we become informed, the more we learn. You know what I'm saying? And the more we get to connect with other people, because that one conversation can lead to 10 conversations that can lead to a convention.
Exactly.
That's a fact. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this.
Okay.
I'm gonna break this down, and no, I don't think I'm gonna break it down. I think I'm gonna premiere it on my Ryders4Life We Fight to Reunite page. That's my main page. And premiere it there for everybody to see. Anybody that catches this replay, make sure y'all go check out Let's Talk with Love. There's topics that need to be talked about. Great conversations. Listen, we need to come together, just like Ryder, just like Let's Talk with Love said. At the end of the day, it's like Jennifer Lewis said, and I don't get tired of saying her phrase. Like, united we crumble. United we conquer, divided we crumble. Like, at the end of the day, if we don't take away their funds, they're going to take away our sons. And what's crazy is, I added to that phrase, we keep giving them their funds and they keep taking away our sons. And it's like, we don't give a fuck. It's time to make a stand. And as far as I'm concerned, I've always asked this one question: ain't it more of us than there is them? But nobody can ever answer that question. I feel as though there is really more of us than there is them. And if all of us all over the world united, we could really conquer. Blessings, realist. Blessings.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So maybe I'm tripping, but my whole life I've asked that question, like, what's going on? So now that I'm older, I'm kind of seeing it. It's the division. I'm not worried about somebody's skin, the color of their skin. I'm not worried about what's in their pocket. I'm not worried about what vehicle they driving, where's their bank, who they hang with, or what they do in life. So as long as they do, the right thing, I'm with right. That's it. Right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day, and I'm with the side of right. That's all.
That's it.
So, like I told people, I don't mind it. When people was like, you going against the teachers union, you know what I told them? I don't care. I'm ready. I'm willing to risk my life as long as I accomplish something. Because if I go today, somebody else I know for sure is going to pick up my work. And then he or she is going to have somebody right behind them. So I'm not going in vain.
Not at all.
Y'all worrying about the wrong stuff. I'm trying to make a difference. Martin didn't care. Did Rosa Parks care? Or, they say even though that Rosa Parks told the story, but I'm not even so sure about that until I really get full details of that. Because I hear 2 stories about that bus, and I'm sitting here like, that's crazy. So I'm going to be very honest on that one, and I got to be like, damn, I've heard only one story my whole life. So it's kind of like all these, new food that's surfacing when it comes to the bus, the back of the bus, what happened, and all that. So I'm like, if it's not just Rosa Parks that started everything, they should be but fair and tell us who else was that other lady. Which I think I know who her name is. I just forgot it. I'm going to be really honest. But it's deeper to that story they say with the Rosa Parks. It's just give credit to all that deserve it. It's my point. So that story just got confusing. But all them people that make that stand back then, they didn't mind losing their life because they wanted to make a difference. Y'all talk about it, but y'all scared to walk it.
Let me chop in real fast and give y'all the biggest example. And a lot of people don't even know this. Some people do, but if some people maybe have heard of Emmett Till. He's a young black boy. Oh, you spoke with Emmett Till?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't around at the time.
Okay.
But I don't know what you were saying, but I'm quite sure it was facts and passionate. But I'm going to just add this too. The biggest sacrifice out of that whole case was through his mom. His mom made the biggest sacrifice by exposing what happened to her son and releasing this picture to the paper. And a lot of people didn't understand that. They were like, how's the mom making a sacrifice? By exposing what these guys did to her son. Yeah. By letting the story be released, regardless of whatever consequences that may came, whatever backlash is behind it. She wasn't worried about that. She's worried about making the change so that way what happened to her son, what happened to no more other black little boys.
Yep.
Yep.
And I say that in the sense that she wasn't worried about fame, fortune, or nothing. She was a grieving mother who was ready to lay it all on the line behind what happened to her son.
To get justice for her son.
To get justice.
Yeah.
She was trying to bring all our people together and show them what was going on so that we can stand together so it won't go on no more.
And that's my whole point.
And that was the sacrifice that she made. That's why I respect women for not just her, but for a lot of other women that has fallen and laid down their lives for justice and equal rights for all of us. You know, I respect women highly. I don't disrespect women. I never even called a female a bitch. Not during an argument. I don't believe in putting my hands on a woman because at the end of the day, y'all may be unstable creatures, but y'all are nurturers. I'm being honest.
You are.
Being honest. See, I don't believe in disrespecting none of my queens. I don't care what color your skin is. All of y'all are queens because without y'all, there's no us. There's no reproduction. No matter how ignorant we may sound, how ignorant we may be to that, I'm a man who knows what's going on and respect the woman all the way around. Respect what y'all do, especially the single mothers.
That's how it should be with a lot of men, but a lot of men got bought up, you know, messed up way. Or they had choices and just didn't give a fuck. Or what they see and traumatized. I don't know. Listen, I'm not making excuses.
See,
I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I don't believe in excuses. I believe in choices.
I'm just saying that if us females go through shit, I think that y'all go through hell too. We should just fight. Like I always say, we all fight our own demons and our own, you know, we all fight our own demons in the same hell, just a different way.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that men is not so much as scared to open up or show they side of emotion. It's just they don't know how to. They don't know who to trust with that because of things they've been through, things they've seen. You understand? So we all got to get better with everything all around the board.
Yeah,
Men,
they have to express themselves. They have to.
Yeah.
And that's why I say here, and I also like, I get a lot of women that get mad at me, like, oh, you defend men. I don't defend the men. I just feel as though they should get just as much, you know, how can I say it? They should get justice the same way we should. Like, they should get heard the same way we get heard. We fought for us to get heard. We fought for this equal justice, as they call it, equality, blah, 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 which we only went halfway, and people don't even realize that. We got somewhere, but not where we were supposed to get to.
But see, the thing is, you stand for what's right because you are a victim yourself, and you standing for what's right. So that's amazing.
I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor.
A survivor. You know, that's amazing because there's a lot of people that was survivors or victims, and they still mad at everybody. He did it. They probably don't even got no evidence, but he did it. You know, because they still mad. They not healed. That's why you got to be careful with people that's not healed.
Yeah, you true. You're right about that. And guess what? When you deal with a person that's not healed yet, don't treat them in a way that's going to make them close up like a shell. Don't make them feel as though you being too and overly empathetic and sympathetic. Make them feel, you know, like, okay, I want this for the reason of just being your friend. I want this for just letting you know that, okay, somebody out here that's willing to just listen to you and help you get through the things that you've been through so that way you can keep being strong for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to give that off. Everybody always got a hidden agenda. That's why I'm so bluntly bold with everything. I just say what it is. I say what I feel. I'm not going to curve it and put sugar on shit and tell you it's a waffle cone.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that to you. I'm that friend that's going to give you the blunt, honest truth and be there with you when you're ready to cry or go through what you go through and hold your hand or give you a shoulder to lean on. Or that listening ear.
But I prefer a friend to tell me my shit stink than a friend that'll tell me to go ahead and do it, and I'm fucking behind bars and they out here living it good.
Talk about it.
Not a phone call, not nothing. Because I hear the stories of everybody. Listen, I've never been locked up. I've been detained. I'm gonna be very honest about this shit. There's a big difference. Oh, but you've been in jail. No, I've been detained. I was 24 hours in a little jail cell in a cold room. That's it. I got my phone call, got bailed out. I'm home.
I did the same thing, honey. Child. I felt like I was in there a year. 24 hours felt like a year.
I was there high, so it didn't even matter. Let me honest.
Shoot.
I just smoked like maybe, I'm not gonna lie, before I got booked, I had already smoked like maybe 3 to 4 Dutches and had what? I'm not gonna lie, shit. I had drank maybe like 3 to 4 shots of tequila that day. And it was all self-defense because I was defending my mom. I won the case as a self-defense too. People were like, well, how is it self-defense? Because they came in front of my property, my mom's property. That's how it's self-defense. And I used the lady's own knife to stab her.
Dang.
That's why I tell people, don't go to nobody's house looking for trouble.
Listen,
you might get what you're looking for real.
Everybody supposed to have been taught that.
Yes. Don't go to nobody's house looking for no trouble. Get your ass over here.
No, they was messing my mom up and everything. So I came, like, I haven't seen my mom in a year. And I come to this, but I didn't listen to this day. I don't even know what that fight was about. Real shit. I tell everybody the same thing. I don't know why I was fighting and why I got locked up. I don't know.
All you know is you were defending your mama.
That's all I know.
That's it.
That's it.
Your mama, you don't need to be thinking. That's it. That's what you're
That's
supposed
it.
to. Hey, listen, guys, I gotta jump off. I done been up here 2 hours, 20 minutes with my girl Ryder. Yes, I appreciate y'all, Mr. and Mrs. Ryder. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining over here at the PPP Positive People Podcast. And Ryder, you down for a Saturday every week, baby?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm with y'all.
All right. Okay, and Miss Beautiful Love is tomorrow. So she'll post it so everybody will see it. But I appreciate y'all so much over here with all this good piece of knowledge y'all got going on.
Appreciate you for having us. Appreciate it.
Yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I gotta get up and open this restaurant in the morning.
I know
So
that's right. Blessings to you.
all right, thanks so much. All right, right. I'll see you later, girl.
All right, bet. Same here. See you
Okay.
later.
Okay, see y'all.
Make sure y'all go check out Let's Talk with Love. And let me not forget the Legend of Oz. This is where I met these wonderful people at. So if y'all haven't subbed up to the Legend of Oz, go check him out. Check out Be Encouragement Maritza. Go check out Young Riaz. Go check out Realist. Check out The Word and check out Nate the Great Podcast. Great conversations, great topics, guys. On my next live, I'll make sure I'll leave the links right there so they can be reshared on the chat by my other moderators. But right now, Shorty is about to end this. There will be a part 2. Guys, I want males' perspectives along with the females. I don't want this to be one-sided conversations. I will be premiering this live on the Ryders4Life We Fight to Reunite channel so that other people can see what it is that Shorty's trying to do. I hope that y'all understand. I appreciate everybody that's, popped up on the channel, popped up on the panel, everybody that's rocked out with a Shorty from day one, all those that are coming in that is rocking out with a Shorty. Thank y'all so much. And, y'all support is really appreciated. So let's come together, let's build, and let's help our youth, like I said. Because these conversations, like I said, I even have a 14-year-old that watches panels like these. So I got to get better with my cursing. And on that note, till next time, this is your Shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble night. And I hope to see y'all in part 2 of Should Women Go to Jail for Falsely Accusing a Man of whatever the reason is. And let's get more men on this panel, guys.